Hello everyone, Carmine from New York here. This is photography class number 264. Let's get rolling. Welcome back to my channel, everyone. You must be saying to yourself, what are we going to discuss today? Here it is. This guy, I call him Frankenstein. Why? Because this is the 21-year-old, the 2002 Fujifilm FinePix S2 Pro digital camera that has Fujifilm written on the front, and it also has Nikon written on the front. Oh my gosh, we have so much to discuss today. First, business, hit the subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, comment below, and email me any photography question. I will answer it for free. blackandwhitephoto@aol.com is my personal email address. Nobody else out there in photography video land is giving you that. Ask me a question and I'll answer it. Or you could just ask me in the comments. Okay. This is an absolute dream. In 2002, I'll turn it as I talk about it. In 2002, Fujifilm collaborated with Nikon to develop a professional digital camera. Nikon was very, very happy to oblige and help them make a new digital camera. The S2 has Nikon F-mount written on the front, and there's a very good reason, because this Fujifilm only takes Nikon F-mount lenses. As you can see, mounted on this camera today, we have the Nikkor VR-ED lens. It's the 24-85 beautiful autofocus zoom lens. So why wouldn't Nikon say, of course, I'll help you develop this camera. It's going to take our lenses and you're going to put Nikon on the front, and Nikon is also secretly written on the back, around the eye cover. It's written right on it. Okay, now you have to understand a few things about Nikon 21 years ago. They were making lenses for other manufacturers of cameras as well. Not just Fuji. Let me explain. They were making lenses, Nikkor lenses, with the mounts for the Zenza Branica, the Plowbell Makina, and the Marshall Press cameras, just to name a few, because these companies didn't either have the technology, the equipment, or the person power to produce quality lenses. So Nikon, being a commercial company, of course they stepped right up and helped, as long as they can sell more Nikkor lenses. All right, now I went out just today to a gorgeous federal park in New Jersey called Great Falls, Patterson, New Jersey. I had never been there before, and it's only 60 minutes away from Manhattan. So a quick Uber ride there, and wait till you see the photographs. It was a great place to try and get great landscape photographs with the Fujifilm S2 Pro camera. Now, I also have a few photographs that were taken of my dogs in very heavy shadow. Right? So it'll give you good idea of just what this camera can do, both in sunny landscape and shady areas as well. So throughout this video, you're going to see color photographs, you're going to see black and white photographs. All taken with this setup. Okay, now I want to go down a few very key points for this camera. All right, first, of course, DP Review, which still has the review still posted 21 years later on their website. And please, the company that bought DP Review, please keep all the reviews up and running. All right, please, come on. All that work that went into these reviews, they're still very valid. All right. DP Review gave this a highly recommended verdict after they reviewed it. All right. So, this digital single lens reflex camera is based on the N80 film camera from Nikon. All right. That's why the body is very reminiscent of the N80. In fact, you know, the classic trademark right here. Let me take off the lens so you can see it. The trademarked red finger grip. Now you can see it right here, right? That's pure Nikon right there. All right, let me put the lens back on. Okay, now speaking of lenses, okay, for the Fujifilm S2 Pro, all right, let me tell you something. They take a wide range of Nikkor lenses. This camera will work with the Nikkor AFD lenses, the AFG lenses, and the AFS lenses. Works perfectly. Okay, let's keep rolling. So it's a 6.2 megapixel CCD film-like sensor inside. But this is where it all gets exciting and Frankenstein-y. Sony made the sensor for this camera. But let me just give you a little background about sensors real quick. The pixels, right, they're either in this orientation, vertical, or in this orientation, horizontal, on the sensor. You know, millions of them, right? This camera uses a honeycomb diagonal sensor placement for the pixels. They go this way. Okay, I have a slide on that. The reason they made a sensor, Sony made a sensor under Fujifilm's direction, was this chemists, the engineers, developed a way to interpolate those 6 megapixels because they were mounted diagonally. The computer chips inside can interpolate 6 megapixels into 12. That's why when you look at these photographs that I took today, I did take them all in the largest file size possible, right? And the lowest ISO setting was 100. The ISO range is 100 to 1600, but I only used ISO 100 for the creamiest photographs. It was a bright sunny day, so it had no problem. Aperture priority, f8, told you guys why. f8 is the sweet spot on 99% of all lenses ever made. Okay, as a photojournalist for 50 years, it's just habit. Aperture priority, f8, go. All right. So this honeycomb layout of the pixels, right, in the sensor interpolates, according to Fujifilm and Nikon, interpolates into 12 megapixels. And I honestly have, of course, I've photographed with 6 megapixel cameras and 12 megapixel cameras. And I will be honest, these photographs look like they were shot with actually like 40 megapixel cameras. Look for the detail. As you look at each photograph, I have about 15 that'll be running through this whole video. Click pause and study the photographs. I think you'll agree that these look like higher resolution photographs. This is the cool part. Let me make sure it's off. Okay, it's off. Batteries. Let's talk about the batteries for this camera. It takes 6 different batteries. Okay, let me explain. There's a tray right over here that you open, unlock, and you pull it out. And this tray holds 4 AA batteries. I like to use the Energizer alkalines, right, instead of rechargeable. That's just my preference. Okay. Now, that's only 4 of the 6 batteries. It uses 2 CR123 lithium batteries, right? They go in the bottom of the camera in this trapdoor where my fingers towers up. Okay. And here's what I can come down with. The CR123 lithiums powers the autofocus and the pop-up built-in flash. Okay, and as you remember, I want you guys to get the pop-up flash diffuser for all your cameras that have a pop-up flash. Okay, so that's enough on that. Now, the 4 AA batteries, they power everything else. The LCD screen, everything else, right? All your light meters and everything else. So 6 batteries, 4 and 2 of these. Now, let's continue on about memory. All right. Memory for this camera is also 2 types, okay? There's a switch here. By the way, this is one of the only digital cameras you will see that you load your memory card into the back of the camera. You push the switch down and it pops open this door. Once you open this door, you'll see 2 slots. The bottom slot, the bigger one, is for a CF card. What did I use for my photo shoot? The old school 2 gigabyte, the blue and red SanDisk CF cards. 1 gig, 2 gig CF cards, okay? These older cameras handle that type of CF card. Now, next, it has a second slot right above it, this real thin one. What's that all about? It's about a defunct media card called SmartMedia. First, look at the thinness of this card. This is what a SmartMedia card looks like. These went out of fashion as fast as they came out with it, because you see that gold right there? That's all of the contacts are exposed. They're all exposed. You put this in your pocket without a case and it's just gonna rub, and if you have coins in your pocket, what a mess. Anyway, these cards defunct, okay? So it used either SmartMedia or CF. And thank goodness CF cards are still around. Plenty camera. Okay. What do most, not all, what do most older film cameras have? They have a place to put this. A cable release. This is one of the very few digital cameras where you can still put a cable release, an old-fashioned cable release into the top of the camera. It just screws right in to the shutter button. It's absolutely probably one of the nicest cameras to grip. You see this indent? I know you can see it because I'm looking at the screen. This is for your thumb. Look at that. This was so well thought out right there. That deep pocket right there for your thumb. And the front has this deep finger grip. And on the bottom, it says made in Japan by Fujifilm company. So just to let you know how much these go for, they go for about $100. Don't pay any more than $100 for these cameras. What some people are surprised of is that it has 3 screens. It has your first screen up here, all right, which gives you basic information, your shutter speed, your f-stop, are you using center spot focus, your battery level. That's screen number 1. Screen number 2 is this screen up here. This is, let me just see if I can get this baby going again. Okay, this screen here is an extension of the menu screen that's down here. Okay, so when you press menu, you get most of your settings here, right? You just use the thumb wheel. Then whatever is not covered in the menu screen here, it's covered in this other menu screen. It's absolutely great. Like here, the top little screen, you would pick, do you want, how big do you want the file size? Do you want it small, medium, large, fine, regular, etc. Right? Wonderful. When you take a photograph, the screen, while small, will give you enough feedback, right, when you look at your photograph, that everything's working, okay? You're not going to really be able to tell the true colors. You're not really going to be able to tell exact sharpness and contrast. It's not that kind of screen, okay? It's not that kind of screen. It's just to give you feedback that, hey, all systems are go. Okay. Now, while we're talking about that, you may be surprised when you use this camera that the buffer, okay, I was shooting only the largest files possible. So I was able to take 1, 2, 3, and then I had to wait until it wrote all of that to the CF card. All right. It surprisingly doesn't take that long, but you do have to pause. So you know what we should do? Take a look at all the photographs. I'll put them all in a row right now so you can enjoy them. enjoy this video, subscribe, comment, and give me a thumbs up. And this has been Carmine from New York saying goodbye.